This is Regis program, and you're tuning into True School Sports.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we're going to talk about one of our favorite subjects here on True School Sports, and he's still one of my favorite fighters, but I'm still going to tell the truth about where he's at in his career right now, and that's none other than Rhode Island's very own, New England's very own, Demetrius Andrade, the now former WBO Middleweight champion, moving up to 168 to fight Zach Parker for the WBO interim title, at 168, hoping to position himself for the bigger and better fights, the money fights, to where he can prove he can he can get the big fights and the big paydays that he so craves, and he does deserve, but he's getting bad advice and he's moving the wrong way. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the work. Demetrius Andrade and Zach Parker, the purse bid recently took place, and man, it's getting bad for him out here in these streets. Queensberry Promotions made a bid that barely exceeded the minimum. So the minimum purse bid that is required by the WBO is $300,000. Queensberry Promotions bid $305,000 for the fight. Now, Andrade is the champion, so he's going to get a 60-40 split in his favor. He'll get 60% of the $305,000, which would come out to $183,000. That's what he's going to be fighting for with Zach Parker. Now, mind you, it's not uncommon in boxing if the purse bid is low for a side deal or some other things to be negotiated with the fighter and the promoter if the bid is not to the fighter's liking. It's happened before. So with that being said, still, this is the position he's in. Earlier in the year when this fight was first a thing, Queensberry actually bid $1.8 million on the fight. Andrade would have got $1.1 million for the fight, just south of $1.2 million for the fight. But with the shoulder injury, with him losing momentum, with him being on the shelf, with Eddie Hearn not being his promoter anymore, with there being less bids on the fight, this is where we're at. $305,000 purse bid, $183,000 goes to Demetrius Andrade. You avoided Janibek for this. This is where we got to. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's where we're at. Demetrius Andrade versus Zach Parker is a tough fight. He doesn't have a belt. He's going on foreign soil. I mean, what more can we say? I really do think it would have been more advantageous for him. I was okay with it the first time because, look, the first time I was right. You would have been you would have been fighting for the same, but you're fighting for now. But you'd have been fighting for more money. So all the a lot of the excuses that I'm hearing from the Andrade fans about why he wouldn't fight Janibek was coming down to money, and that's why he's fighting Parker, because he can become Canelo's mandatory, and the money wasn't right for Janibek, and money this and money that. Well, $183,000 for a guy that's a 2-division world champion who's made like over 5+ title defenses, who is one of the top fighters in the sport. $183,000 is absolute motherfucking welfare poverty money. That's what it is. It's poverty money for a guy like Andrade and his ability. And he put himself in this predicament. I really hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. He put himself in this predicament, and he better make sure for his own sake that he wins this fight, and that he's able to put himself in position for those big fights, and that he actually gets one of the other guys in the weight class to fight him. Because if not, then you're gonna look like a fool. Because this whole year has been nothing short of, for lack of a better word, a shit show. The WBO didn't want you to fight Zach Parker first. They said you needed to fight Janibek. You said, no, I want to fight Zach Parker. You then go to fight Zach Parker. You work out a deal where you can keep the 160 belt, but fight Parker for the interim at 168. And basically, something came out too where the WBO also said that, Canelo Alvarez's fight with Caleb Plant is a mandatory defense, so Canelo would have to make a title defense for 18 months. Now, all of a sudden, you get a shoulder injury out of nowhere. You get a shoulder injury. And now you pull out the fight. The only really legitimate option was Janibek. You were going to make similar to, or probably a little bit more money fighting Janibek on ESPN, on American television, against an opponent that more people thought you would lose against. People are going to rationalize it now. And mind you, Zach Parker's a good fighter. He's bigger. They have a common opponent. Zach Parker did better than against Von Alexander than Janibek did. I get all that. I've said that before here on this channel. But that doesn't mean that he would do better against... that doesn't mean just because you can't use the triangle theories, you know. And Janibek has deeper amateur pedigree. Janibek has been disrespecting Andrade all over Twitter, you know. And you did all this charade to make $183,000. Now, for your sake, I hope your team, you know, your great father, Paul, Ed Ferris, your manager, and all parties involved with whoever's involved, what you got going on. I hope they work out a deal, because $183,000 to go fight Zach Parker in England, that's poverty money in boxing for a guy of Andrade's abilities and accomplishments in the sport. Demetrius Andrade, I'm not even sure will take the fight against Parker. And I'm going to tell you this. I know the financials aren't great, but he's putting himself in these positions. So I'm going to say this. If he doesn't fight Zach Parker, he's already got the criticism for Janibek. If he doesn't take the Zach Parker fight after all the hoopla this year, then, man, just retire. Retire from boxing, honestly. I don't say that out of hate. I say that because you're on a road straight to nowhere. You know, if this is the guy you wanted to fight because he had the interim belt, I don't care what the money is. You fight him, you beat, and you show your skills, and you find a way to beat him, and then, you know, you want bigger, better things, because you didn't want to fight the guy you were supposed to fight when you had a belt. So you gave up your only leverage at the negotiating table, and this is where we're at, $183,000. So make of that what you will, but that's the news. Queensberry Promotions makes a purse bid and reclaims the rights and secures the rights to the fight, reclaims the rights to the fight for Andrade versus Zach Parker. The bid was only $5,000 above the minimum bid of $300,000. They bid $305,000 on the fight. It's a 60-40 split in favor of Andrade, so he gets $183,000. So make of that what you will. Feel free to leave your comments down below. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
And I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best YouTube, the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing too. You are spectacular, and
you know.
Thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.